going there. No, not today.
No, we're not going there today.
Conversation that Miss Friday.
No, I'm not having no conversation. Okay? You can't know. Jen, like I said, she never used Michael for shit.
No, she didn't. Joe did. Joe did.
Yes.
Joe
no,
did.
bitch, it's the motherfucking last
You
name.
can't mean to tell me. You can't tell me that Joe Jackson didn't pull some weight because of who Michael was.
No, did you ever see?
Of course he did.
But did you ever see Michael saying bye, Janice?
No.
Did you ever see?
Nobody's not blaming. Okay. I'm not blaming Michael, and I'm not blaming Michael, and I'm not blaming Janet. Bro. Joe Jackson used Michael Jackson's stardom. Just like if you want to be technical, Matthew tried to use Beyonce's stardom.
This is my thing. If anybody used Michael for anything, why is Janet the only one that was a big star?
Because
Michael Jackson. Because Levy had a career, Jermaine had a career, Latoya, Tito.
Thank you. Because you know why? Because Janet had more talent. That's why.
Thank you guys for watching the Scorpion Show. Listen, y'all, this is Lonnell Williams from 3LW. Yes, this is Lonnell Williams from 3LW TV because this video did not give you all of that action, so we had to give it to y'all right now.
Just foolishness.
We got to know who Lonnell Williams is, so if you're saying, who the fuck is that, bitch? Watch the video. Follow him on Twitter because you're going to love him. Follow him on Twitter at 3LWTV. It don't get no simpler than that. You don't even need no special graphics at 3LW.
3LW.
Ooh, 3LW. At least he watching some other YouTubers. Okay?
I just don't tell y'all.
Well, wait, Lonnell, can we make it hot? Besides me and Mikkel, who was your favorite YouTuber that you interviewed?
Oh goodness, let's see.
Only one.
If I could only pick one,
yes,
it would be. I don't know.
No, don't try to
that Beyonce. That's what Beyonce right there. Well, Beyonce, who's your favorite singer out today? Well, you know I like everybody.
Everybody's wonderful. And
girl,
if I had to pick one, no, I'm not gonna go there.
All right. Well, I tried to make it hot. Damn.
Okay, well, let's just put it like this. Who was your favorite YouTuber interview that you saw him interview? Who was your favorite video that you saw him?
London. That's what really made me like London. I said, well, I can't wait to meet him. And when we met in Miami, it was like this. And now we're not like that no more, but I'm just saying. Okay. Don't do it, bitch.
I was about to do it.
I went to Chicago and everything.
Kevin flew his...
But look, anyway, y'all, please thumbs up this video. Please share this video on Facebook.
I'm so happy
and
I don't
Twitter.
have that baggage like you. I don't fly places to go see people.
But you know what, girl? We're not going there. Not tonight. Anyway, y'all, it's my birthday this weekend, so don't forget, you can tweet me on Twitter, happy birthday, and go to my Facebook and all of that. Or, if you're in the Philadelphia area, please come to my birthday party. The links will all be inside.
And you have to be 21 and over.
Yeah, 21 and over.
Because we don't want no kids up in there.
No.
Okay. And if you don't like it, then don't come.
And Mikkel is going to be there too. Did I say that? And you know this bitch don't drink, but bitch, we're going to get him fucked up too. So, thank y'all for watching. Not thank y'all for watching, because this ain't the end, bitch. Y'all better watch this whole video.
Oh, this video gets good.
Yes, it
does.
does.
We interview Lonnell, but then we go, after the interview, we start talking about Astro and his attitude, Kim and her attitude, Tyler Perry and his stupidity.
And then some of y'all and y'all motherfucking attitudes
and
too.
some of y'all and y'all attitudes. Oh, this video is real.
Yeah, it goes in.
Yes. And we might take a vacation because, child, I'm not for recording all this things when Thanksgiving and stuff is going on. So we might be back next week.
His stomach and his mind is not on editing. It's on.
How you doing? So thank y'all. Watch this video and we will see y'all maybe in 2 weeks. We'll see. Y'all know I gotta do X Factor and stuff. So we'll be doing videos. See y'all Tuesday. Bye. This is my birthday weekend.
Are we recording?
Yes, we are recording. I'm just letting you know I'm not for your shit in this video today.
Look, don't try me, okay?
No, you don't try me. You've been trying me for the past hour and 30 minutes, girl. So, hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. I know y'all probably saying, who is this man in the middle and why is he sitting in the middle? But he deserves to be in the middle because this is what Mikkel dubbed the Larry King of YouTube, Mr. Lonnell Williams.
Do you remember when I gave you that name?
I do remember.
Yes. I gave him that name. Not because he's old, because he's not old. And he doesn't wear I mean, he's older, but he's not old.
I ain't Larry King old. Damn.
Yeah, he's not Larry King. I mean, everybody at this table is older than me, but I'm just saying. He's older than us, and therefore he's been doing it longer than us, and that's why I gave him that title.
Well, have you been doing YouTube longer than us?
I've been doing YouTube longer, but I've had more media background.
Yeah, and he's also a little bit more respected. You know, when I walk down the street, people go, ugh, that bitch.
Because you're always talking about
people love you, and they love to hate you, but that's a good thing.
I mean, I guess.
At least they watching. That's the main
thing. The main thing.
Yeah, but I want to be like Kevin. I want to be popular. I want to have all these people flying in to Philly for my party, too. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Well, you should have had something for your 25th. You only turned 25 one time.
But that's not. That's a quarter of 3 years.
But that's a. Bitch, that's in 3 weeks, girl.
It's in 3 years. Don't try. Don't let the beard fool you. But anyway, let's get into this video.
Yeah, let's get. Well, first of all, Lonnell is from YouTube channel youtube.com/chocomel911. So, Lonnell, how did you come up with 3LWTV?
It kind of just happened, basically, from my traveling, because I do a lot of extensive traveling, and I would share pictures on my videos, and I would share just pictures, actually, and then people were asking me, because they emailed them to their friends, and I was like, okay, cool, and then they were, like, the email list got too big, and then so I just put them on a blog, and then I said, whenever I go on a trip, I'll just send you a message, and then you'll get an email, and then from there, I actually hooked up with B. Scott, the very first time I met B. Scott, and we did like this little, we just went to dinner. We weren't even going to do an interview. We just met for dinner. And after the dinner, we were having such a good time, we clicked right away, and we went to Starbucks, and then we shot this little impromptu video with my handheld, and I put it up, and he put it on his site. And then I was like, then I got a lot of hits, and people were like, oh, we like this, and I thought, well, maybe I could do something with it. But if I do, I'm not personally entertaining enough to be sitting up in the camera just talking. So I was like, mine would have to have some type of purpose, and I just don't want to just be a clown. So,
so what you trying to say?
That there's room in this world for many clowns, but I'm just not one of them. So
I'm the best damn clown on YouTube.
How you doing?
So from there, just kind of, that's, the video, I started reaching out to different YouTubers. You were one of the first people to accept. Zim Van Adams, all you guys just kind of embraced me. And that, basically, I was trying to give a platform because it didn't seem like a lot of the community was connecting. And that's what I kind of wanted to do. And I just kept growing from there. And so now it's just been awesome.
Okay, so you have to tell them where you just came back from. Because he was sitting here telling us where he just came back from around the world. And some of us have probably never even heard of these places, or we probably never would ever go to any of these places. But he just came back from all these places within a few
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
14 days. I started at my home in Atlanta. Then I went to Chicago. From Chicago to Alaska to Beijing, China. From Beijing to some other city called Xinjiang something, with a lot of Chinese people. Another city in China. Then from there to Shanghai.
Did they sell General Tso's chicken?
They better. They probably sell something better than that.
I think children were probably making it out in the factory at 2 in the morning.
He was in China. And
then from Shanghai, I went to Dubai. And I was in Dubai for 5 days, and which is that has become my favorite city of all. And then from Dubai, I went to Limerick, Ireland for 2 days.
I've heard of that.
So I was in Ireland, and then from Ireland to New York, and then I left New York today to come to Philadelphia. And then from here, I go to California for Thanksgiving to see my family. Then I get to go back home to Atlanta for a couple of days.
Now, and I know some of y'all are probably wondering, well, who's his sugar daddy? He must be messing with Big Papa.
So, yeah.
Okay, because
it's funny because
what does your bank account look like? That you fly? Say no. But we know what he does. Y'all don't need to know what he does. But let's just say he's blessed to travel around the world. Okay, and hopefully when we get this deal, I'll be blessed to travel because I really want to go to Dubai and shake my ass.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Really, they got good clubs over there?
No, I just want to shake it.
It's interesting because all the clubs are in hotels in Dubai because of the culture there. Women can't be drunk in public, they have to the clubs are actually in hotels. It's a trip. But I will say to the traveling thing, don't let money be the only way that the only avenue to get to travel.
If
you pursue your passion and follow your passion, let it take you.
Yeah.
If you dance, I know people. I have a friend who like danced for Lion King and taught choreography all over the world. Lion King is all over the world, so he gets to travel all over the world. People who write, people who are computer geeks, whatever. If you have your passion, especially with the global economy, let your passion take you all over the world. Just don't say I don't have enough money or money be the only way to actually get there. Just speak it and know where you want to go and put that shit on the vision board or something and just know that you'll get there one day.
Well, I agree with you. I do have a vision board, and the next stop on my vision board is Houston, Texas.
Okay. Child, I thought you were going to say
are they dedicating something for your girl?
He just want to see Beyonce's hometown.
I just want to see where she grew up at.
So anyway, how did you get your start into media?
The very first job, and I guess this will date myself, worked on a sitcom called A Different World. When I was in college, that was a show that I watched on TV. And that was a show I really wanted to work on the most. But I knew when I was majoring in communications, and I said, I took the ratings, the Nielsen ratings, and I took the top 10 shows, well, the top 9 shows, because the 10th show was Cosby, which was number 1. But it was in New York, and I wanted to stay in L.A. And I wrote the executive producers of all those shows and said, I'm graduated from Pepperdine University, and I want to do this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And I'm, all that spiel. But A Different World was the one that I really wanted to work on. And I got a couple of rejection letters, not rejection, but they were just saying they weren't hiring interns. But even the producer from A Different World said she wasn't hiring interns, but she said she was impressed by my letter, so she would at least meet with me. I was like, well, the old girl's going to meet with me. She's going to give me a job because I'm going to come here. And I went there. I'll never forget. I walked in there, and I went into her office, and we were having this meeting. And Debbie Allen was somebody who I absolutely love. And when I was walking in, Debbie Allen came into the meeting. It paid me dust. She walked right past me and talked to the lady or whatever, and then whatever she had to do, she went back out. And I was like, oh wow! But after the meeting, they gave me the job, and that's kind of how I started. And I was basically delivering scripts, photocopying shit, whatever they needed. I was going to get Jasmine Guy breakfast and dinner, and one time I had to get one of the actresses gas because her car ran out. And
I think you told me about that.
I had to cuss her out. I won't say which one, but we had a lot of fun on
photocopying. That must have been a long time ago.
Right, exactly. So that was way before computers and the internet. We had to do shit the hard way.
He was doing all that when I was still in my diapers.
Right. See. And pretty soon I'll be back in diapers. I'll be old enough.
That's a long time.
So yeah, that was 20-something years ago, but I love it. It's just been an amazing ride. I was gonna say it's been interesting to see like a lot of people that I worked with now and how they've stayed in the business and how they've blown up and done a lot of stuff. I worked on Out All Night with Patty LaBelle. Remember that was on briefly.
Yeah, I remember that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Now don't throw Patty under the bus, but how is Patty LaBelle off camera?
Oh my goodness, I could never say a bad thing about Miss Patty. She was like mother to everybody, and she would she would cook on the set. That was like her little relaxation. She would come in early. She would just take care of everybody. And even before she went to Out All Night, I met her on A Different World. And on my 25th birthday, this is still the best birthday gift I've ever gotten in my whole life.
She sang to you.
She, at the taping of A Different World, was the episode where she and Diane Carroll were on. And I remember that day I was running around and nobody was saying happy birthday. Everybody was like, whatever. And somebody told her it was my birthday. And so she said, come here, sugar. And so in front of the studio audience, she walked out and she said, the guy was the stand-up comedian was the warm-up guy. Was saying, she said, and then everybody saw her come out and they started screaming. And she said, I want you guys to, she was holding my hand. She said, you guys mind if this is my friend Lonnell. He takes care of Miss Patty every time she comes to A Different World. And today is his birthday. Would you mind if I say happy birthday? And everybody went nuts. And she just turned and held me and sang happy birthday to me. Then after that, everybody was like, I was like, sit down, you late bitches. Sit the fuck down. But it was like, to this day, it is just like,
would have died.
Yeah, that's just been the best.
Because before Beyonce, Patty LaBelle is like my ultimate favorite singer.
She's fierce.
And people don't get it when I say what I say about Patty LaBelle. I had this one guy that I knew, and he said, Me and my mom think she screams and yells when she sings. I said, child.
They just don't know. I'm going to just tell them.
Don't know. People who sing like Patti LaBelle are people who have a story to tell.
Right.
And it ain't just about singing. It's about what's going on within them and where they've come from. And they know where they've come from and where they're going. It's just all different types of emotion that Patti LaBelle gives you when she's singing. And
And it's 110% every show.
Every show.
Even after that, I worked on concert tours with her, and it was just. This is also another amazing night.
I didn't even know that one. I know.
I worked for the executive producer of Out All Night when that got canceled. Actually hired me on to work, and he was a concert promoter. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because the day that show got canceled, that was the best acting I ever. That was the best performance I ever saw from Vivica Fox. No shade, but she cried and broke down at the table. It was so. It was really sad. But I was like, well, she had been doing that on camera. Maybe we'd still be on the air. Yeah. But she redeemed herself. I mean, she went on to do a lot of big things. But it was just amazing, just that whole time and just being around just all those people. But he put me on that show, and one night. I used to do the VIP tickets. So basically I had to, like, when you go to the arena in LA, the celebrities come and then you had to have somebody get them backstage. Well, there's different levels. You guys have been backstage, like, I'm sure it's the same thing. There are different levels. Some people have a backstage pass, but they're not going to see. All they're going to see is the band taking down shit. They're not really going to get to see, like, the artist. Yeah. So we had, like, what I call, like, 3 tiers. The first one was that backstage where nobody's really going to see anybody. The second one was, like, a room where, like, the media people would be, the record company people, and you would bring the artist out to, kind of work the room for maybe 20 or 30 minutes, saying hi to everybody and thanking them. And then there was actually the dressing room where, like, her close friends would be. So this one particular night, I went and Patti LaBelle, it was after a Patti LaBelle concert, and I was running back and forth getting different people from the front and taking them back. And Rick James, the late Rick James, was standing, waiting, trying to get to the back, trying to get into the dressing room part. And I remember I went to get Sheila E., who I actually knew because I grew up with her sister also. They used to live around the corner from my cousins in Oakland. And so I'm walking with Sheila, and she and I are, like, talking, and then I just feel somebody grab my, hand. And I was like, he said, "Are you going back there to see Miss Patty?" And I was like, "Yes." "Well, tell her Rick is out here." Just attitude, nasty, right? And I was like, I pulled my arm back. I was like, okay, there are a lot of people out here. And most of them have had hits since Super Freak. Oh! And I turned and I walked back in. And then I went right to my boss and I said, I told him what happened or whatever. And I was like, that motherfucker, he could stand up there. I will go get the dog before I bring him back in here, right? So, and I did. I went a whole other way around and brought other people back to the dressing room. And then eventually somebody let him back in there. So he was back there one time that I went. And then there was this moment because you're ripping and running. And I just stopped. And I was like, whoa. And, like, I'm telling you, like, 4 feet away from me, there was Miss Patty had a piano in the dressing room. Stevie Wonder sitting on the piano. Patti LaBelle standing right next to them, like 4 feet from me, singing. And I'm just like, oh my, who does this happen to? Where does this happen? So it's like, it's just moments like that backstage at the Universal Amphitheater. And it's like, whoa, that just has made an impression on me. For obviously, 20-something years later, I'm still like, whoa, I can still remember it. Like,
Patty LaBelle.
Right. Just in her dressing room, a cappella. And he was playing the piano. And then they both started singing. And it was like, whoa, who does this?
Did Stevie want to see you? I'm just saying everybody saw you. I thought maybe Stevie saw you.
It's funny because the first time I ever met him, I asked him for his autograph. I was just so excited to meet him. I was like, it didn't even dawn on me. Like, okay. And his manager, the guy that was with him, told him they would send me one. I'm still waiting for that picture.
That's just like, you know what? That's just like this. I think I told you this today. I felt bad afterwards. The woman at my church who has Alzheimer's, and I went up to her and I asked her if she remembered me. Excellent
shade, but it wouldn't be right. It doesn't click.
It doesn't click. Right. It doesn't click. And then after I realized what I said, "Oh my God!" And I felt so bad because I was like, "Of course she didn't remember me." But she said she did. Mm-hmm. But then she said something else after which I said, "Oh no, she don't know what the hell I am." But it didn't click until after I said, "Oh my God, this woman has Alzheimer's." I just asked her, does she remember me?
You don't want to feel bad, but it's like, what was I thinking?
But I said, God knows my heart was not trying. I wasn't trying to be shady to her. I wasn't thinking, and I should have realized that she has Alzheimer's, but I wasn't thinking. So anyway, this is what I wanted to ask you about a different world. What did you learn from being on a show like that around so many professional actors? Like, what did you learn about the business from being on that show?
Well, the one thing, I think I learned, one of the things, first of all, you got to realize is that was the first time that people my age, young and black, were really on a hit show, the top 5 show. And really, Debbie Allen she really got in there and changed everything around. So I learned from her especially, because I didn't really like her so much when I was working with her on A Different World, because she seemed to be kind of, but she was really just focused. And later, she said some stuff to me that was like, whoa, I didn't even know you even knew I existed like that. And she was, and I was like, oh. But from her, because she would be like on the phone talking to her nanny in Spanish, calling the shots, directing the cast. And so one thing I really learned from her was the importance of, like, she would have us doing exercises in the morning. It was like discipline. She really just taught you the discipline of the business. And when anybody tried to get grand, which didn't really happen too much, but if anybody tried to get grand about anything, she was very quick to say that, the lifetime of a sitcom is about 5 to 6 years. If you have a hit, after that, so yeah.
So she
get
knew.
your ass back in that dressing room and go and read that change.
She knew. She knew.
So she knew. But so I think I definitely learned from her just the art of discipline, understanding that it's, you have to really, nothing's permanent. So you can't like buy into the hype.
Yeah. But how do you remain so humble? Like,
that's just who I am. I'm like, what am I going to
do? Because just when I look at you, I would never think that you had this past and you did this and you did that. Some people like, well, I work with this person, I work with that person. Like, what grounds you? Like,
I don't have to impress anybody, or I'm not here to. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. Like, like that. I'm not trying to benefit from that. I guess this comes from being secure in yourself too. I mean, that took some work, which is probably the reason that I left Hollywood, because I was not. I mean, for me to get to that level of self-satisfaction and stuff, I had to actually step away from that environment, because I was becoming the one person that I hated the most. So doing a lot of that, because I was making money, and I'm on hit shows, and I know all the kids in Black Hollywood, but yet I felt like one night it was actually on the set of Out All Night, and then Luther Vandross was the musical guest, because we had a musical guest, and so everybody wanted to come to see Luther. And that particular night, I remember Tisha Campbell was there, Will was there, I think, Will Smith, a couple of the girls from Imbo. I mean, just everybody. And I remember, I'm hugging people and talking, and then I remember feeling like a have-not in this room full of so-called haves. And that was when I knew I had to make a change, because it was like, okay, millions of people would kill to even have one of these people know who the hell they are, let alone, what you're having right now. And you're mad because you don't, because I know what so-and-so was making every week. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw contracts of what people were getting per episode. Wow. And that was the people that were above the line and the people below the line. Even though I was still making a decent amount of money for somebody just out of college. But that's when I was like, okay, you got to step back and reevaluate and kind of get yourself together. And so that's when I kind of just had to pull back, call myself taking a year off, and it just was a little longer.
So before we forget the Hollywood talk, I know this about you, but I want to know, like, what was it really like working for Michael Jackson?
Well, I didn't actually work for Michael. I was a huge fan of Michael. Still am a huge fan of Michael, but I got into his camp through Bob Jones, who's the late Bob Jones, who was his publicist at the time. And because we didn't have the luxury of the internet and sit in our living rooms and holler at Beyonce all day, and then get to go to Macy's, so you got it made. I love it. I had to sit outside Jackson's house like some fucking stalker.
I was thinking about that. I do have a maid in the shade, because I think most of the time I've met her has been at Macy's at Harold Square.
And all that chaos, and so the power of the internet is phenomenal. But I mean, really, because my freshman year, I used to take my homework to the Jackson's house outside and sit on the curb. And then there'd be like some cuckoos running around. And I was like, and actually it was me, my friend Sherry, and Montel Jordan, singer. And we were like, well, if we really want to get in this camp, because he was at college with me at that time.
Who, Michael Jackson?
No, Montel Jordan.
Oh, I was about to say, what was
and we were like, but if we really want to get in this camp, we can't, this groupie route is not going to really work. So there was a time when Michael actually got sick and went to the hospital. And my friends and we went down to his Star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and got people to sign this Get Well card, and we put this big thing out on the lawn, and the media ate it up. The international press, we were on Entertainment Tonight, and all this stuff, all these clips, on all these tabloids and stuff. And so Michael was watching it every day, and we were on the news every day, and they were focusing on us because we were kind of leading the campaign. So the very last day, Bob Jones came down and he was like, Michael wanted to thank you, and then he actually hooked us up, and then that's how we got to meet Michael, and he gave us flowers and pictures and all this kind of stuff, and then that's how that whole thing, that's how it was born. So I didn't really actually work for him, but I got to spend time around him, and there was a lot of things people just didn't know about him. Like he used to drive this big Bronco, like the one that O.J. Simpson was riding down the freeway, and Michael Jackson used to drive one of those. And I remember one night, because in the San Fernando Valley, I was going over to over the hill, they call it, back into Century City, because he had a condo over. He had several condos, but he had a condo over there in Century City. Leaving the studio at about 3 in the morning, and heading over the hill, and this guy stops, and Michael goes, "Oh God, this guy needs help." So I get out. I go to the guy. He's got a flat tire, and it's on Sepulveda. And it was actually the same road where Bill Cosby's son got killed. Late at night. It's kind of on the side of the highway, so it's kind of dark. But so at that time, it was like kind of dangerous to actually be stopping. But so Michael stayed in the car, and he was like on the cell phone. And I walked up to the guy, and the guy was like, I have no way to get anywhere. And this is when cell phones, you didn't have cell phones.
New, yeah.
You had a car phone.
Yeah.
Michael had a car phone, but most people didn't have that kind of stuff. And so I was like, Michael, he needs help to call, AAA or somebody to come to him. So as I walked back to the driver's side to tell Michael, Michael gave me the phone to call. And the guy started walking towards the car, and I told him, just wait, right there, because I didn't want him to recognize him. And so then we called and got the guy some help. But to this day, that guy has no idea that it was Michael Jackson.
Can you imagine?
It's the one, because I would have been like, oh,
Can
dude.
you imagine that?
Yeah, who would think that? And
No, because when I stop and think about it, to some people that may not sound realistic, but then it can be like, because if you are in that whole atmosphere and you're like, especially if he's only dealing with you, he's probably not even thinking about the guy in the car. He's
right, and I certainly wasn't. I was
yeah,
like, this is Michael Jackson.
He's just thinking about getting his car fixed. He's supposed to help him get his car fixed. And like you said, to this day, there's no idea.
He has no idea that was Michael Jackson.
That's amazing.
So
I like that story.
So, but it's just, I mean, they're just can go on and on and on. But that way, it was just absolutely.
You were driving
amazing.
with Michael. How was? Well, I don't want to ask you. I don't want to get too far into it, but I can't believe like Michael Jackson, like.
Right, and the sound system in his car was incredible. Incredible.
Michael,
it was like Bose before Bose. It was crazy.
Oh my
Absolutely
God.
crazy.
I can't wait till the day when me and Beyonce are driving somewhere.
And it'll come.
It will come.
But we all know that Lonnell is a Janet stan, and I have never met Janet Jackson.
Well, no. You
Well,
met her.
I mean,
She's called you.
she called you.
Again, how on the internet.
You
didn't have to sit outside in the heat doing your homework, trying to get her attention. She's
you
looking
met
at
her
you
at
like
the
you're
book
crazy.
signing, even though you didn't say anything.
child, I was too starstruck. I just I couldn't say nothing. And it was like next, they had to push me to the side. I felt bad, but
Child.
I got pulled on stage at one of her cons. You know how this is the first tour when she started doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember she was singing, and this is before she strapped the guy down. She just sat you in the seat. And she was singing Anytime, it was Anytime, Any Place of that album. And she would come and sit in your lap and all that stuff. So she sat on my lap, and then I was like leaning on her chest, like, is she really singing? And she was. So,
child, because Mikkel don't believe that. Look at him,
He was trying to go there, and I was like, oh my God. So I was like, oh. So her, so I'm like, oh, leaning, I'm just holding her. She's just singing the song or whatever. And so at the end, she gets up and you dance with her.
Mm-hmm.
And then so as we were dancing, I put my hands on her waist and kind of said, I gotta touch this big gargantuous booty, right? And so I slide my hands down. She pulls them up real quick, and
she probably said,
and then that was the end of and the guy and the security guy, came and whispered in my ear, okay, this is over, walk this way. The next day, I'm driving in the car with my cousin, and on the radio, they said, did you hear about that Janet Jackson concert? That guy that got on stage and mobbed her, and it was like this whole big thing. I was like, really?
child.
Sit down.
Janet Jackson. Oh, if she ever pulled me on stage.
He would not be into it.
No, I'd be into it, but I'd just be thinking in the back of my head.
Let me go get the.
Get your cord, your power cord.
Yes,
But it was but yeah, I got a chance to meet her on several occasions. It's just wonderful. In fact, the reason that I went to Pepperdine was because The reason I found out about Pepperdine, not because I went there. I don't want to sound totally crazy,
But
Yes, Mikhail, you better do it.
yeah, you better show him. He doesn't sit next to me too long. Because I'll tell him how it gets done. I'll tell him how to be the celebrity.
because she said on American Bandstand when she was like 17 that she wanted to go to Pepperdine.
Oh.
And I was like, Pepperdine, where's that? Well, if it's good enough for her, it's good enough for me. So that's when I kind of went. But then Papa Joe was like, no, sing, bitch.
Well, you know what? I have a similar story. I have a similar story like that that's kind of familiar. I rarely tell people this, but I have told a few people this. And, of course, it has something to do with Beyonce, so I know some of y'all rolling your eyes like, oh, God, here was Beyonce. But it's just a quick story. When the iPhone first came out in 2007, I was turning... Never mind how old I was turning. But I was turning it. And so I was like, dang, I don't know what to get for my birthday. I don't know what to get for my birthday. And so, of course, naturally, I knew my mom and dad was going to give me money or whatever the case may be. But I wanted to get something for myself. So then I'm on the internet, and this is in 2007 when Beyonce was on her B-Day tour. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck do I get for myself? Like, what do I get? And sure enough, she was overseas, and she was walking through the airport on the new iPhone. And I said, that's what I want to get. And to this day, I've had iPhone. All because of Beyonce. The only power of the internet. Because had I not seen it, I wouldn't have got it.
The only connection I want with Janet is that Sankofa tattoo that all the fans get for the Velvet Rope album. I want that so bad. Maybe one day. That's the only connection thing I can say that y'all have, you know.
Who?
I mean, you know, the Pepperdine and the phone, but I really want that tattoo because that album means a whole lot to me. Like, it really, really does.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's just like her brother. I mean, as far as being just an amazing person.
She's beautiful in person.
Yeah.
I was like, really, I kept, when we went to the concert together, I kept looking at Janet and I was like, she's really, really nice looking. And her body, she was so thick and voluptuous and she was giving me like,
She was throwing that hair.
She was not regular girl, but she wasn't giving me Hollywood. She was just giving me a thick sister with blue jeans and a t-shirt on. And I was just like, wow, she really looked good on that stage. And she's a beautiful woman anyway, so.
And she's really grown and matured into it because I don't think she really necessarily wanted.
Yeah.
Like necessarily.
She seemed like she was somebody who at one point was like really self-conscious. Well, she said that in that interview with Pierce Morgan. But you can tell, like you said, she's really grown into her own.
Yeah, so she's really comfortable with who she is.
She's definitely grown into her own anytime I sit and watch an hour-long interview with her. And it was good. It was good. It was good. But I mean, you know.
So make sure y'all watch Lonnell Williams on 3LW TV. As you know, he interviews everyone and he goes all around the world and he actually shows it on camera all around the world. So y'all need to watch his channel because it's different from, the gay people that's on YouTube. Like us, yes. It's really, really different.
It's about us. I'm a gay.
Well, I've always been straight for the last 20 years. But yeah, it's a really, really good channel. And I hope that you guys go over and subscribe and follow him on Twitter at 3LWTV. Now, y'all know we're not going to give y'all no 28-minute video. So, we have to talk about what's been going on. So, I wanted to first talk about Astro's attitude last night on X Factor. Now, Mikhail was like, oh, well, everybody ain't seen it. But I'm like, so what? Listen, this boy is 13 or 14 years old. And he has the nasty attitude of Kanye West. He has this attitude like, I am above people. I am very cocky. I know I'm the shit, bitch. And I'm 14. And I've been telling y'all from the beginning, he don't need to be on this show because of his attitude. Well, last night he showed his ass because he was in the bottom two. Stacey Francis versus Astro. Now, I already knew the politics of this. They're going to send Stacey home. She had a bad few weeks, but she wasn't bad enough to send home. Anyway, they just went her off the show so Melanie and Marcus can be in the final. I already know what's going on. So anyway, so Stacey performs because the bottom two got to perform. Stacey performed, and Astro came out saying, you know what? I really don't even want to perform. I feel like, should I even have to perform for y'all? Should I perform?
See, I missed that part.
And he asked L.A. Reid, I'll only perform if you want me to perform. So should I perform? So L.A. Reid tell him, you know what? You know, he goes in on him like, you know, because of your attitude, blah, 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 blah. But you better perform because these people, you know, voted for you to be on.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but now I see why when his name got called to stay, a lot of people were booing it. Because a lot of people didn't like his attitude. Because I missed that particular part. I only saw the part when they started going down the line of who wanted him to stay or who wanted when the judges had to say who they wanted to say and leave. I didn't see when he came out. And when Simon got on him, I was trying to figure out, well, what is Simon talking about?
Well, let me tell you. So then when he was trying to say that he respect them for what they saying, but he was like, well, if I'm in the bottom 2, I shouldn't even have to perform for America. Because, I mean, I'm already in the bottom 2, so why should I even have to sing the Survivor on the show?
Well, that's why you're in the bottom 2, so then you can prove yourself to America to get out of the bottom 2.
So this is my thing. If you already, first of all, you got a child that's already has a nasty attitude, and he already showed it when he first came on because his cockiness. Yeah. Like, why is he still on this show? Why did you guys vote to kick Stacey off? I think that, I don't care if he's 13 or 14, if you coming on the show for $5 million with that nasty ass attitude, you need to be off of the show.
Well, he's still on the show because he's bringing the ratings in.
Right, the ratings.
Because Astro, even though he has a nasty attitude, Astro is a real, because you know I don't watch X Factor. Mm-hmm. But every time I watch X Factor, it seems like I'm always catching him perform. And every time I see him, I say, this little boy is good to be 14 years old. Mm-hmm. He has that stage presence that half the people out there in the industry that's half his age does not even have. Mm-hmm. But yet he has this attitude where you hate his attitude, but you love his performance skills. And he's bringing in the ratings, and he's bringing people like me who don't watch X Factor to watch it.
But I know that's why he's still on the show. I can't stand him.
But see, you don't watch him, but people like me who don't watch X Factor at all, I like to see him because I know, besides his nasty attitude, he's going to put on a great ass show. You see what I'm saying?
So just shut up and perform.
So that's how I am. Shut up and perform.
So do y'all think that he should still be on the show, or this? Because I think that Simon should have picked Astro to go home so we could see who America voted
But see, that's the thing. You're judging him on his attitude. The show's not about his attitude. The show's about his performance. Yeah. That's why he's still on the show. I think he should still be on the show because he's good. It's just that he has a nasty attitude. Okay, fine, he has a nasty attitude, but the show isn't X Factor. Do you have a good attitude? The show is X Factor about you as an entertainer, as a singer, as a performer. And that's why he's still on the show.
But I don't think he's ready. Because if Rachel Crow, who's also another 14-year-old, if she was to act like that, I think that they would have got on her and sent her home because she's a girl and she shouldn't be acting like that.
But that wouldn't be fair because the show isn't about, like I said again, it's not about your attitude, it's about your performance.
But I mean, you gotta have X Factor. It's about the whole thing. Like, it's how you perform, your attitude.
Yeah, but he's giving them, but then again, like you and I said, he's giving you Kanye West. Look at Kanye West. Kanye West is the same exact way. Kanye West has a nasty attitude. But look at him. He's brilliant when he gets in the studio or when he gets on stage. That's how Astro is.
I think they should send Astro ass home.
Because you don't like him. That's why you don't like him.
I want them to send his ass home. Astro, I don't give a fuck, bitch. This is $5 million.
You're looking at the attitude. You're looking at the attitude. Look at the attitude.
I am. Because this is $5 million, bitch. You gonna get mad because they didn't vote for you?
I agree with you. He shouldn't have done that.
$5 million must mean because it means a whole lot to me, bitch.
But see, you just have to remember the mindset that he's in. He don't know nothing about $5 million. All he knows. No, listen. All he knows. No, all Astro knows, truth be told, is that he wants to be this big star. Mm-hmm. But that money stuff, when he starts getting older and actually knows what $5 million is, then it'll come to grips with him and say, damn, I almost blew that. But I think now he's more about, he just wants to prove to the world what he can do. It ain't about the money to him. It's about him getting out there and showing everybody, this is the talent that I have. Because he's not at that mindset yet. Mm-hmm. He's still at that mindset of trying to prove himself.
He doesn't understand the business.
He doesn't understand. That's exactly what it is.
He doesn't understand the show part, but that's only 10% of the game.
And mind you, I don't even watch X Factor.
Okay.
But I think look, that motherfucker, you gonna go out there and show your ass.
I totally agree with you, but you gotta understand.
I just feel some kind of way. If a grown person would have acted like that, they would have sent them home. But I don't care how old he is, bitch. Again.
If he's bringing it in the
y'all think he's bringing in the ratings?
No, but I'm saying no. He's not. He may not be bringing it in by himself, but he is keeping people watch. Because every time he performs, Twitter goes off for Astro.
I don't watch it. I watch for Astro. Let me tell you, I watch for Melanie, Stacy, and Marcus. All them other girls buy. Chris Renee. I'm gonna tell you my true opinion. Let me tell you, my true opinion of Chris Renee, they keeping him on this show, so if he get voted off, he don't go back to drugs. I'm trying to tell you that
sympathy.
Kevin has his own. He has every idea about everything.
Yeah, y'all know.
Is Leroy still on there?
Leroy.
Leroy.
But I don't even. I'm not.
He's on there. They keep him on there for the older women.
I'm not. Because I mean, if I was drunk enough, Leroy. Yes, girl.
Okay, because Leroy is 60 years old and he looks like he's 25.
Wait, his name ain't even Leroy. It's Leroy. That's the white side kicking in.
Right.
Leroy.
That's his stage name.
Well, what's his name in the bed?
That birth
His name in the bed is Daddy.
Daddy. Graham Cole is after that one.
Woo! Okay, off of X Factor.
Yes, off of X Factor.
Astro, point blank period, change your attitude, okay?
Kim Kardashian.
You'll get you won't go too far with that attitude.
Yes, you better learn from Kanye because he is trying to fix.
He almost didn't go that far, but he redeemed himself.
Kim Kardashian, Tyler Perry is going around defending Kim Kardashian, saying that she is a role model. I'm gonna let Lonnell speak because we could go in.
Now, okay, let me preface it by this. I don't know Miss Kardashian personally. Mm-hmm. However, the brand, the image, basically, it was a hoe who couldn't make it as a housewife. That's kind of what her role has been. I mean, you're popular for taking a lot of black dicks, marrying a ball player, calling that off, crying about it on TV. You're a smart business person because you're making millions and millions of dollars off of it. But I don't quite understand, I mean, what kind of role model, what kind of role is she modeling?
No, that's what I asked.
Yeah, so I mean, I love Tyler Perry, and I respect his game, and I it's his choice to do whatever he wants with his movies, to put whoever he wants to put in them. If you don't like it, you don't have to go and see the movie.
It, yeah.
But you can't dictate to him his art.
Yeah.
So I agree with him on that part, but calling her a role model is
I think that was a little
stretch.
Because I agree, Kim Kardashian. You say what you want to say about her, because I really like Kim Kardashian. Say what you want to say about her. Yeah, she's definitely beautiful. But I think, as a businesswoman, she definitely knows how to make that money. Her mother definitely taught her how to make that money. Her mother may seem like a ditzy blonde on the show, but her mother is a smart businesswoman, and she's teaching her kids how to be smart business people. Okay, fine. Now set that aside. What is it that Kim Kardashian does that you would say, oh, I want my daughter to be like that? Exactly. Other than making money the right way. Because Kim Kardashian, she's making money the right way by opening up her, clothing stores and doing all that stuff. But when you take all that aside, what is it that she does that you would say you want your daughter to be like? I'll wait, Tyler Perry, for you to get back.
Unless he sees some, because he knows her personally, so maybe he sees.
Well, he only knows her because of
he sees the dollar sign.
Yeah, he sees the dollar sign. Okay. That's what it is.
The Kardashians are smart. Come on now, Kim Kardashian announcing her divorce the same week her mother come out with a book. Yeah. That's going to get her to talk about the book and talk about the divorce. They are some smart business people. And Tyler Perry is smart too because, all the motherfuckers watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. He already know that they're going to come to the movie theater to see if Kim Kardashian can act. And that's the way to bring the white people in.
And he's already creating a free publicity buzz by even just merely casting her. I mean, because it's...
I don't understand. But see, I don't understand why people are writing into Tyler saying that he should fire her.
I want to see Kim
because
Kardashian's
I think her personal life, as ridiculous as it is, should have nothing to do with him hiring her for the movie.
Right.
Because I think people are taking it overboard and saying, "Oh, well, this whole divorce thing, and he should fire her." It's ridiculous. And then you have some people actually writing into E! News saying that they should cancel the Kardashians. Why? Why would they? Why would they?
Smart. That's going to get more people to watch.
Yeah, that's a cash cow. Why would they cancel their meal ticket? The Kardashian show is bringing them a lot of ratings and a lot of money. Right. I think people are taking this whole divorce thing from Chris Humphries a little bit too far. Okay, fine. She divorced him. She didn't tell him. Whatever the case may be. Fine. Let it go. She does not need to. Tyler Perry doesn't need to fire her because her divorce and him making a movie has nothing to do with each other. E! News doesn't need to let go of the Kardashians because truth be told, okay, fine. Kim is the one who this is all about, so why make the other Kardashians suffer for her divorce with her husband? It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense why people will write E! News and tell them they should cancel the Kardashian show. What? No, don't do that. Because when there ain't nothing on TV, I need the Kardashians to watch.
I don't even watch the Kardashians.
And if you don't like it, don't watch it.
If you don't
back to that, just don't watch.
Back to when I told that girl, if you don't like me tweeting about Beyonce, don't follow me.
Which leads us to talk about our next topic, rudeness on Twitter. Because I have my motherfucking notes for that. I still don't understand what part of people think that because we're on YouTube, right, and we talk about people and gossip about them, we might say what we want to say about them, but it's not like we're going on Twitter and actually tweeting it to them. Yeah. That's the difference that people don't understand. They say, oh, well, you put yourself on a public platform, so you should accept with anything anybody has to tell you. No, bitch. It's not what you tell me. It's how you tell it to me. Ain't nobody gonna talk to me like the dog and say whatever they want to say to me just because I talk about people on YouTube. I am a person too. And if you're gonna address anything to me, it's gonna be with respect. Otherwise, I'm not gonna hear it. Who allows anybody to talk to them any kind? Well, you know, some people do. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm not. You gonna show me some damn respect. Imagine me saying, Mikhail, pick up that motherfucking paper on that floor, you dirty bitch. Now you pick it up.
But where?
Bitch, you better pick that shit the fuck up. Instead of me just saying, oh, Mikhail, can you please pick that paper up because it's on the floor? Now, if I would have said that to him, that's not a problem. But if I said it like that, that's a problem. Some of y'all just don't understand that. Again, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if you feel Mikhail has a big asphyxiation with Beyonce, don't be rude about, oh, you need to bite down on that Beyonce thing. I've seen your tweet to Mikhail, and if you tell me to bite down, excuse me? Hello? No, you just be like, well, you know.
And I think that I was actually very polite
nice
to her.
Yeah.
Because I told her, all I said to her was, well, if you don't like what I have to say about Beyonce, then just unfollow me. But then she asked me, why was I being rude to her? And I said, well, I'm not being rude. All I said was, if you don't like me tweeting about Beyonce, just unfollow me. But whatever the case may be, it's neither here or there.
Right.
This is what I want to talk about. Dondria. I feel it all over my body. Control the
yes, I don't believe.
So, go ahead. But anyway, was that the YouTube version?
Yes.
All right. Anyway, because you know.
I am so done with you.
Okay? And I know she gagged.
I said she tweeted us and then.
Okay, well, I'm about to get in there.
Yes,
so, any of y'all who didn't see the video that we posted the other day, previous to this one, it was really funny where we're talking about loving hip hop and Basketball Wives LA. So, you know, in the middle of that video, we mentioned Dondria and how Dondria is no longer really doing her thing, that she's back on YouTube. Now, I said that about Dondria. I don't really know if Dondria is back on YouTube. I said it as just being funny.
Well, she still makes YouTube videos.
Yeah, she still makes YouTube videos, but the way I said it as if her career was over and she's back on YouTube. I didn't mean it that way, only because I don't know if that's true or not. I was only saying it that way. No, listen, I was only saying it that way to be funny towards Olivia, but I was being, you know, it was in a joking way. Well, you know, it was shady, but it was, you know, I guess when you're a comedian, that's
what
we do. You know what? That's just what we do. And you know what? Bill Maher said it the best the other day on The View. He said comedians, they have to step out on the edge in order to know where the edge is. And I totally agree that. And if you're not a comedian, then you don't understand.
Are you a comedian?
Well, no, but a lot of people
bring the comedy
that a lot of people think I am. But the only thing I was saying was, I honestly don't know if Dondria is back on YouTube. I was just saying that because I remember her before she was a big singer and she was on YouTube, and I used to love her YouTube videos. Whatever the case may be, I know Dondria doesn't watch the Scorpion Show, so some shady queen must have sent her the video DM, because I know they didn't say it to her in the timeline, because they probably still follow me and Kevin and watch our show, so you ain't want us to know it was shady. But whatever the case may be. Yes. So Dondria must have seen our video where I was throwing shade at her, but we both was throwing shade at her. Well, I was mostly
I was just saying, she must have been
I'll take the credit. I was throwing the shade, okay? So Dondria tweeted Kevin and I at the same time, and then she, you know, did the Scorpion Show, and she put a smiley face. And then, you know, I retweeted it, and I said yes, because I knew exactly what she was doing, because why the hell would she be tweeting me? So, anyway, me being me, I didn't go on her Twitter page to see what she said every day, because I don't go on, like you said, I don't at celebrities and say anything rude to them. If I have something to say to them, I'll say it on camera. I don't need to go on Twitter and be disrespectful. So the next day, when I asked my followers if they see Dondria tweet us, a few of my followers hit me up and said, well, did you see what she said after she tweeted y'all? And I said, well, no, what did she say? And they said, oh, she said something about oh, you're going to always have haters, this and the third. And I said, well, I wasn't hating on her. All I said was,
she's back on YouTube.
She's back on YouTube.
Stay
you know?
back.
And then he like her YouTube version better than her CD version. And I don't think that's hating because I think anybody who knows me knows that I like a singer who can sing. Therefore, that they can prove themselves as a singer other than having all that microphone and all that type of stuff. Truth be told, I do like Dondria on YouTube because I feel as though on YouTube, Dondria was really showing, like giving her emotion. And I think now on her CDs and stuff, it's just like, you know, she's just doing it for the money. So I prefer YouTube Dondria better. And that was a fact, and I wasn't being shady or funny. I was just giving my own opinion, but she thought I was hating
look,
her.
this my opinion.
I guess it was the way I was saying it.
Like I said, she must have been on her period because she never retweeted our video. Look, and I know she seen the tweets because her name was on it. And everybody was retweeting the video, including Joe Nathan sitting over there on that chair. Hey. So, hey. I'm just like, well, damn, anybody that gets interviewed would retweet a video that they're in. You know, I don't know if she had a problem with us. But, yeah, you know, I try to defend her by saying, she was up at 6 o'clock in the morning. She flew to
actually,
Philadelphia.
I was defending her before you.
I didn't think I talked bad about her.
No, you didn't talk bad about her, but you were upset because she didn't retweet the video.
Yes, I went, and then they went
and I was defending
her.
You know, I was defending her, and then I started saying to myself, well, wait a minute, she was kind of a little snappy with us during that interview, you know. But whatever the case may be, Dondria, if you thought that I was hating on you, I was not hating on you. I was being shady. Yes, that I was doing. But I was not hating on you because I do like you on YouTube because I just love your voice on YouTube. I love it when she sings with that light-skinned guy, Broadway, whatever his name is. I like when they sing together. I really do like when they sing. They remind me of a young Tammy Terrell and Marvin Gaye. I'm over-exaggerating with that, but still.
Well,
do you know who Tammy Terrell is?
Do you?
Who?
Tammy Terrell.
Yes.
Who is she?
She's from Philadelphia, and she was a singer. She sung with Marvin Gaye, and they have a couple hits together. And she died of a brain tumor, bitch. Now you're not gonna say it. You better go ahead. No. You better go ahead and watch. What's that show that come on TV? Unsung. Yes, but no, I knew about her, though. That's what he's not gonna do. Bitch, a lot of the real singers came from Philadelphia. Okay. And the real talent. Okay. Miss Peck.
But they had to go to Detroit.
Fuck Detroit. Come on, won't y'all come in this video right quick? Come say hi to everybody. Oh, you're not going to come? Come on, Rihanna. You know you got an album to promote. Okay.
But I will say, let me just quickly say, I actually bought Dondria's CD because of you guys. I mean, I didn't even really know.
Thank you.
I actually bought it because of you guys.
Did you like all that promotion?
I like some of it. I like her voice, but some of the songs
I love Kissed by the Sun.
Ain't gonna have the nerve to say I was hating on her.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Girl, you need to know the difference between hating and being shady. I mean, you do live in Atlanta.
And Kelly Rowland did the nicest thing I ever seen from her, Kelly Rowland, so far. Is when Dondria was performing, Kelly was like, no, I'm not taking pictures. I'm going to watch her perform because that's rude and ignorant. So I remember that stuff, you know? So I'm just saying, Dondria.
Shout out to Dondria. You know what, Dondria?
Follow her on Twitter at
Dondria.
And if you can't spell it, Dondria.
That's right.
What about her CD?
I don't know. We're off that. But anyway, introduce yourself. This is Vontae.
There you go.
He's from FAMU, as you can see. That university that had that sex tape, which I couldn't even bust a good
We didn't have no sex tape.
But anyway, that's neither here or there. You know, the camera was all shaking and everything. And this is Joe Nathan. He's from YouTube.
The biggest Scorpion show stand ever. He always retweets every video and shares it on Facebook, I think. So, I'm just saying, look. This is the biggest fan. I love Joe Nathan.
I love you too.
Yes, yes. So everybody's here for my party this weekend. If you did not know, well, you're probably watching this Saturday. It's in Philadelphia at the XO Lounge. We're gonna have a good time. You must be over 21, and you can't lie to Mikkel talking about I kept DMing you, begging you to come to this motherfucking party, bitch. I ain't begging nobody to come. If you want to come, come. No shade, cause Mikkel, you want to speak a bitch, and I heard everything. So.
That's not all the topics, is it? I thought we had more topics.
That's all the topics. Look, we've been recording for 49 minutes. This is my birthday weekend. They lucky they got a video this weekend. Only because Lonnell. Because Lonnell was like, I'm coming. What you about to say?
No, I was just going to say thank you so much for just, like, having me on and giving me the opportunity.
Y'all really need to get into his videos. And he is one of the best editors ever. I fucking hate editing videos.
It's a
and
process.
he does it like it's a hobby.
It is a process.
I wonder what else he does as a hobby.
Because we know everybody has a...
Right.
But we're not going to go there today.
What? How's it what?
Everybody got a freaky side.
You know, I always say you don't become a saint without being a sinner first.
Well, you know what? And that's how we're going to end this video.
That's a lie. Because I haven't... Never mind.
It's so safe.
Oh, make sure
right now, bro. You better shut up. You better shut up. You better shut up. Right.
Make sure y'all go get Rihanna.
All right. Bitch, what the fuck was that? I'm sorry. I thought he was about to say, but okay.
I wouldn't put you out there like that.
You better not, bitch.
Yo, Tony, this is his personal private image of me. You know what I mean? Not of me. He ruined my image of what I had of him.
You can't leak images of Beyonce.
You know what, bitch?
You know what, bitch? Because Matthew told her well.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, I'm going to end this video saying happy birthday to me. This is my last time recording a video at 26. I will be officially Team 27. I don't think I'm recording next week. I think we're going on vacation, and we will come back after Thanksgiving. You know, you think we should go on vacation for a week?
No, we should make one video next week.
No, let me tell Tamar one thing.
Tamar who?
Braxton.
Oh. No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant my brain went freeze real quick. I'm thinking, like, who the hell is he talking about? Okay, don't.
Tamar, girl.
Can we talk about Braxton family values real quick?
I just want to say, Tamar, that attitude has to go, because nobody's going to buy nobody album unless you Kanye West with that nasty-ass attitude you had in that studio. You went up in there like you was Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston, okay? They had the hits, okay? You're trying to get one. No, I have to get on Tamar.
But she told him she didn't want to do no Whitney Houston.
But no,
she said, cut all those runs out, take
See, that's the thing, because she has too much experience. So she went up in there with all of that attitude. Bring it down a little bit. Show some humbleness. You did not show any humbleness, and I was mad that I was sitting there have to watch this type of Tamar, and then people texting up my phone, blowing up my phone, baby. I can't defend you when you acting like that. I can't. Because if you think the Scorpion Show be like, yes, because everybody watch the Scorpion Show on YouTube. We are the best thing since sliced bread, and ain't nobody else better than us when that's a lie. Like, we can't do that. Show some humbleness. That was really, really nasty.
Well, she didn't say she was the best thing since sliced bread.
No, but that attitude, and yes, because they wanted me, of course. Like, I am Tamar.
Who wanted her?
That attitude, I did not.
Who? You said because they wanted me. Who wanted her?
Because all these 13 producers checking her out, trying to sign her, everything. I just can't ride with that attitude. I just can't. Anybody around? No. She don't. Well, I'm not gonna go in. But that's all I got to say.
Because of you guys. So,
and what did you think about it?
I thought she was a piece of work. Mm-hmm. But very entertaining, good television.
She is.
That is good television.
She is good television, but I agree with you because I think that she didn't really give that guy a chance. The producer that she's working with, I don't think she gave him a chance. And I think that she went in there, when she realized that he was a newbie and that he was fresh from the block, she went in there with the intent of, I ain't gonna let him tell me what to do because I've been in this business for all these years. Who the hell does he think he is trying to tell me how to sing a song? That's what she went in, and she shouldn't have did that. She should have went in there and listened to what he had to say because I know her husband wouldn't have put her with somebody who wasn't good. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And did we meet him?
TC? Yeah. I'm not sure.
Because I
but we did meet some people in the studio with
because I was looking at him and I said he looked so familiar. Like I met him. Was he in there when we met Grayson Crawford? Whatever his name is?
Grayson Chance. I don't know. But I do remember meeting Priscilla Renee. And she has wrote for Rihanna, Kelly Rowland. She's doing a damn thing.
She wrote for Rihanna. She sang Rihanna's one of her songs. Rihanna's passing off as her own.
But you know what?
We're not going to go off of a song. Actually, waiting, because you know. That ain't Rihanna.
Actually, Priscilla wrote on the new album.
And she sang on it too.
I can't remember. Why are you so mad?
I ain't mad.
Because my mother don't let all does all backgrounds, vocals, and everything.
Okay. Even in Destiny's Child.
Okay, well.
I'm not going to go there. Kelly did help out. Kelly. And then Michelle helped out when they chilling. No, bitch, I'm not doing no backgrounds, bitch. Now, I'm going to say it now. I might be holy and churchy for these people. But I'm going to sing.
But I'm
She
going
got
to
like-
Mama, I want to
She
sing.
got 10 seconds on the album.
Who, Michelle?
Yeah.
But she always had the best parts, bitch.
Yeah, she did.
Yes.
She did.
So
She
She
went
did.
off on,
She did. And I know
Love.
Beyonce probably sit back and say, damn, we done gave her all the good parts. Y'all did. Because they were trying to be shady but didn't realize what they was really doing.
What was that song on Destiny to Fail where Michelle
They
went
realized
off?
what they was really doing. Okay.
Through with love, bitch. And she.
the weed no more.
Girl,
I said, yes.
she went to church.
Yes, Michelle, you better. She was singing it straight to Matthew. I don't want no more. I said, yes. And Beyonce said he sit up there. Wait, hold up. That's about my And then she saw the light.
Now she smelled the folks in her motherfucking car, bitch. She fired his stealing ass. You know
Yeah, but
what?
everybody was saying, oh, Matthew and Beyonce are in cahoots. And the whole time he was stealing from her.
Child, you know what? I'm not going to go there.
Don't go there. Don't go
Girl,
there.
She ain't smart enough to see that. But, again, thank y'all for watching. Happy birthday. Can y'all sing happy birthday to me, please?
Don't Live and Flopland come out Monday?
Oh, how much you to bet on camera? How much you to bet on camera? Live in Flopland is going to sell more than Talk That
Now,
Talk.
because
It's not.
Lady Gaga
It's
coming
not.
out with her new CD.
We ain't talking about Monster. We're talking about Rihanna and
Anyway,
Beyonce.
can y'all sing happy birthday to me, please?
Happy birthday.
Can y'all sing? Come on. Happy. I'm singing to my fucking self. I know how to sing it better anyway.
I just can't sing.
So what? When y'all say happy birthday, it don't matter.
Look, you don't pay me enough to make a fool of myself on
Well,
here.
you know what? Please. Come on.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kevin.
Almost every young.
Happy birthday to you. And Mikkel just showed what Beyonce do, bitch. She just lip syncs the back and track.